The rumors have followed Meghan Markle for more than 2 decades, whispered first in private circles, then echoed across tabloids, blogs, and social media feeds around the world. For years, one name has remained at the center of that speculation: Markus Anderson. Long described publicly as nothing more than a close friend, a confidant, and a trusted figure in Meghan's social orbit, the relationship has now taken on a very different tone. In a moment that has stunned royal watchers and media commentators alike, Meghan has finally addressed the nature of that bond, offering comments that many are interpreting as the clearest acknowledgement yet that Markus Anderson was never just a friend. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. According to reports circulating this week, Meghan's remarks came during what was intended to be a reflective discussion about her past, her career, and the personal relationships that shaped her long before royal life. What began as a controlled narrative about growth and self-discovery quickly became headline news when she spoke candidly about Markus Anderson, a man who has been part of her life since her early years navigating elite social and professional spaces. For the first time, Meghan did not dismiss the long-running rumors outright. Instead, she acknowledged that their connection was far deeper and more complicated than the simple label of friendship ever suggested. For viewers unfamiliar with the history, Markus Anderson has been a constant background presence in Meghan's story for over 25 years. Known publicly as a well-connected figure in exclusive social circles, particularly through his association with Soho House, Anderson was often seen alongside Meghan at key moments in her pre-royal life. Photographs, party guest lists, and eyewitness accounts over the years repeatedly placed the two together, fueling speculation about how close they truly were. Each time the topic surfaced, it was brushed aside as gossip, with official narratives insisting there was nothing unusual about their bond. What has changed now is the tone. Meghan reportedly spoke about Markus not as a casual friend, but as someone who played a formative role in her personal and professional evolution. She described a relationship built on trust, shared ambition, and mutual reliance at a time when she was still finding her footing in the entertainment industry. While she stopped short of detailing every aspect of that connection, her words left little room for the long-standing claim that Markus Anderson was simply another name on her contact list. Media analysts were quick to point out that this shift is significant. For decades, rumors surrounding Meghan's past relationships have been aggressively denied or reframed as misogynistic attacks. This time, however, her comments were neither defensive nor dismissive. Instead, they were reflective, almost resigned, as if acknowledging a truth that could no longer be contained by carefully worded statements. The phrase that has been quoted repeatedly since the interview aired is simple but explosive: "He was never just a friend." That admission has reopened a flood of questions. Why now, after so many years of silence and denial? And what does this acknowledgement mean for the carefully curated image that Meghan and her team have worked to maintain since her entrance into the royal family? Some commentators suggest the timing is no accident, arguing that public fatigue with half-answers and evasive storytelling has forced a more candid approach. Others believe this is part of a broader effort by Meghan to reclaim control of her narrative by owning aspects of her past before critics do it for her. The reaction online has been swift and divided. Supporters argue that Meghan has every right to speak her truth on her own terms, emphasizing that close personal relationships before marriage are neither scandalous nor unusual. They see her comments as a sign of maturity and honesty, a refusal to continue pretending that her life began only when she met Prince Harry. Critics, on the other hand, claim this admission validates years of speculation that were once labeled as baseless rumors. For them, the question is not about judgment, but credibility. They ask how many other narratives were simplified or denied outright, only to be reframed years later when it became convenient. Royal observers have also weighed in, noting that Markus Anderson's name has long been a sensitive subject within palace circles. His behind-the-scenes role during key moments of Meghan's early relationship with Prince Harry has been the subject of quiet discussion for years. While no official statements have ever confirmed his influence, insiders have often hinted that Anderson was instrumental in introducing Meghan to powerful networks that ultimately changed the course of her life. Meghan's recent comments, while still measured, appear to support the idea that his role was far more significant than previously acknowledged. From a media perspective, this development underscores a larger pattern in Meghan's public life. Time and again, stories that were once dismissed as intrusive speculation have resurfaced years later in softened, controlled forms. Each revelation seems to arrive not as a dramatic confession, but as a carefully chosen acknowledgement, framed within themes of empowerment and self-definition. In this case, the admission about Markus Anderson feels less like a shocking exposé and more like the quiet closing of a chapter that was never fully explained. Still, the implications are hard to ignore. For 25 years, the narrative surrounding Meghan's rise has emphasized independence, resilience, and a series of chance opportunities. A deeper acknowledgement of Markus Anderson's role invites a reassessment of that story, suggesting that strategic relationships and powerful connections may have played a larger part than previously admitted. That does not diminish her achievements, but it does complicate the simplified version of events that has often been presented to the public. As the news cycle continues, many are watching to see whether Meghan will expand on these remarks or allow them to stand as they are. So far, no additional clarification has been issued, and Markus Anderson himself has remained silent. His absence from the conversation has only fueled further speculation, with commentators dissecting every past photograph, quote, and timeline in search of clues that now seem newly relevant. What is clear is that this moment marks a turning point in how Meghan's past is discussed. The long-standing insistence that certain relationships were insignificant has been replaced with a more nuanced acknowledgement of complexity. Whether this shift will lead to greater transparency or simply spark another cycle of debate remains to be seen. As always, the public response will play a crucial role in shaping what comes next. Will viewers accept this admission as a reasonable reflection on a complicated past, or will it deepen skepticism about the narratives that have defined Meghan's public image for years? That question is now firmly back in the spotlight. If you want to stay informed as this story develops, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, share your thoughts in the comments, and keep the conversation going. Stories like this don't end with a single admission, and we'll be here to bring you the latest updates, context, and analysis as more details emerge.